What's up, y'all? So, I'm out here in Mira Mesa just one day after getting over this really gnarly sinus infection that took me out for almost 4 or 5 days. Took me out of training, brought my business activities to a crawl, slowed everything down there, and really had me questioning a lot of things, right? Like, these perennial questions that I think we have as adults, like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, why am I doing this? This is really hard. This is really scary. How can I keep this up, right? How do I bounce back from this? Every time there's some kind of minor catastrophe like this is the kind of shit that we tend to go through. So the purpose of this video is just for me to try and spell out what the simple solution to this issue is. And the simple solution is you either quit or you keep going, right? Like, there's nothing really more to it. And the problem that most people have is that when these minor catastrophes come up, they just throw their hands up entirely and they turn back and they go full retreat mode, right? Whatever goal, whatever vision, whatever mission they'd set for themselves. This is just the truth, right? If most people did anything other than that, most people would be wildly successful, right? And so this is as much to sort of console myself right now as it is to try and give anyone who's watching this some inspiration. And really, it's kind of a cliche in the coaching space where, we hire all these coaches who coach coaches. Coaches hire these coaches, right? So we can get our guidance and our encouragement and whatnot to you. But the point is, right? Just keep going, right? Like, there really, everything else is just kind of fine-grained details. And those fine-grained details are important, but without a willingness to endure the hardships, the failures, the losses, the speed bumps, and to keep going, you're never going to get around to correcting the fine-grained details. So, this applies everywhere, right? It applies with exercise goals. It applies with business goals. It applies to personal goals. It applies with personal development, right? You have to be resilient enough within yourself to get the fuck back up and get on the horse. And really, you have to realize that there is no horse, right? The horse is you, right? You didn't fall off of anything, right? You were the agent who is responsible for the situation that you found yourself in. Now, it's a testy thing because sometimes we only latently discover like how we can truly be responsible for things, because that we've done, because we weren't fully aware of what was going on when we cast those dice, when we took that chance, when we made those choices. Okay, this is true. Okay, so and what I'll say to that is, unless you keep going, you're never going to become aware of those things. Okay, so and this is something that's also really common in my industry. I've talked to countless disgruntled people who can't hold themselves accountable for shit, because most of us can't. Let's just be honest, okay? And they had one bad experience with one shitty trainer, and now the whole industry, to them, just a bunch of flaky assholes. Same thing with business coaching, same thing with any kind of coaching, same thing with therapists, counselors, for that matter, any kind of helping professional. People can have one bad fucking experience and they'll be like, you know what? Fuck all this shit. And it'll just completely sour their perspective on getting the fucking help that they need. for God knows how long, right? And really, it's usually until they're in so much fucking pain, right? That they're like, man, they understand this isn't the way that life is supposed to go, right? We're supposed to get help from each other. We're supposed to get counseling. We're supposed to get guidance. We're supposed to get accountability from one another, right? And without those things, we can't really do jack shit by comparison, right? So, again, whole point of this video is to say to y'all, whatever minor catastrophe you've been through, whatever little incident that it was that just transpired that might have thrown you off the horse, quote unquote, if you don't find a way to get back up on it, ain't nothing gonna get better, right? The only answer is either to keep going or to quit, right? And again, that's just the brakes on this whole thing, right? Of what to do when life throws you these hard curveballs. And listen, you guys, if you enjoyed that, if you felt that was inspiring or helpful, smash the heart button. Be sure to subscribe and give me a holler if you feel like it as well. All right, hope that helps. Catch you soon.